Alright, so I'm just heading home. I was just at the parts store. I got a set of front rotors and brakes for my truck because ever since I bought it, the front brakes pulsed, but they weren't bad. But now they're starting to. You can hear the squeal pads, and the rotors have to be changed. I hate like heck to change them because they're not cheap, but they pulse when you stop, and when you turn a corner now, I can feel it. They bind when I turn. So anyway, I'm gonna get on that and I'll bring you back. Okay, as you can see, I got this one undone already, but not much to see really. Okay. See here, maybe, so it don't fall. Use a little bit more leverage, maybe. There you go. There you go. Okay, be that way then. Now I'm just, there you go. Cool. That'd come off easy. As you can see, these are pretty scored up here, eh? So yeah, these rotors are warped. Okay. Are they supposed to be coated like that? I guess. Alright. Okay. These up. Little brake parts clean just to take the initial oil off of them. Now I gotta get a rag, hang on. Little critters too. Okay. Let's see here. Get these here metal squeal pads, or whatever you want to call them. I'll give it another little shot of. Okay, these go in like this. A little bit of, oops, a little bit of this on there. Not that much. Just enough to get those things so they don't seize in there. Oh, that one is nice and easy. That's one thing about Fords, the brakes are usually pretty easy to do. I find it anyway. Maybe not. Maybe I'm supposed to. Oh no, there you go. Together, perfect. Now, pretty nice. Put a little anti-seize on this. I was going to use grease, but there's different schools of thought. Some guys say, oh, anti-seize, and some guys say grease, so we're going to put some anti-seize on there. There we go. Wipe off that excess. Oh yeah, this one's a little bit. Oh, look at this. That might have been a issue too. And this all kind of rusty, so I'm gonna go get something and clean it up. Got some sandpaper. Clean that off real easy. It's just that ought to do it. Paint a little of that on there. That might have been an issue that was. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Okay. Just gonna. It's not the most convenient system ever. Guys that have a special tool for that. I don't, of course. I don't do enough breaks, I guess. Let's see here. Right on. Okay, we'll get. Hard to see in there, but. Oh well, that went on pretty slick. Didn't have to fight with it too much. I kind of actually like these nuts too. I think they're pretty good. They look kind of cool. You got to use a special wrench to get them off but do the old star pattern. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if it's a 12. It is. All right. I wonder if I should, well, no. This is the way I do it, so. Okay, that's not too bad. Came off of there pretty easily. And I just gotta use that zip tie. I'll tie this up so it doesn't fall. Yeah, that'll keep it in place there. See what these pads look like. See, there's lots of beef on the pads, but these rotors are glazed and they're warped, so I hate like heck having to change them, but what are you gonna do, eh? You got to. Anyway, I gotta get that yoke off, so. There's a yoke off of there. Oh yeah, this one here, she's stuck in there. But still, there's plenty of pad left. It's just these rotors. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now, maybe I'll grab the anti-seize and do a little anti-season. All right. So get my caliper back. There, that'll do her. Yep. Okay. All right. A little bit of anti-seize on there, not much, just enough to, so if I ever have to get in there again, I can. Come on. And for the next guy, all right. Just got to tighten those guys up and we're put the wheel back on, the brakes are done. And then I've got another little job to do too. All right. Okay. It's all right. It's okay. Yeah, the Bee Gees, you know. Great singing voices, but I couldn't stand their songs, so Staying Alive and all that. It's a Barry Gibb, the Gibb brothers. Great voices, I gotta say. I gotta hand it to them for that, but I didn't like their music very much. It wasn't my favorite. All right, anyway, you get the point. I'll bring you back. I think this is it. Yep. It's my new sanding unit, so I'm going to switch that out now. So I pretty much established that the oil pressure is okay now on this thing, so I can take this off again. I was going to leave it on, but I've decided I'm going to, the novelty's worn off. So I'm going to get this down out of here and take that all apart again, and then we'll go from there. All right, so got the brakes done, and now we're doing the, I'm doing the, I'll show you here. You can see up there. There's the new the new sensor I'm putting in for my oil pressure. Okay, well, the sanding unit's in, so let's see. All right. Woo! That's great. Now I got my oil pressure gauge back. And no warning lights on the dash at all now. No more. I just gotta try these brakes out and see how it does. Go cruise around. I'm going bowling though, so a little fun there. Okay, so I'll bring you back once I start cruising and we'll see what those brakes sound like. Okay, we're cruising now. And when you put on new rotors, you should never put yourself in a position where you got to slam on your brakes for the first 200 kilometers or so. Just let them wear in, kind of heat up evenly. Otherwise you get that's what causes them to warp. And I think that's what happened, because the other rotors, there was plenty of beef there. There was plenty of pad, as you saw, but there was problems, right? Anyway, I'll bring it back. I think that's got her. All right, so I got some more parts. Jeez, I'm buying stuff all the time. Stupid truck. Oh well, what are you gonna do? This just came. So let's see what it is. It's a valve cover. And I'll show you why I bought it. If you want to, that's my hockey equipment. If you want to change the PCV valve in them, you can't. You have to change the whole valve cover. Yeah, eh? But luckily, they're not that bad, really. And, oh, look at that, they even put a seal in there. And because the PCV valve, I changed it on the other valve cover, and of course you can't get the one that goes into here. You have to buy just one that goes there, and now the truck is burning oil like crazy, so it's got a vent out of here, and this prevents the oil, because there's a lot of oil flying around up in there. And I put in that high volume oil pump, so it's probably even worse, and now it's just burning oil like crazy, and it shouldn't be doing that. So anyway, this is my fix, I think, and I'll bring you back once I start putting it on. All right, it's another day here. I'm gonna take this intake off, because I got to get in there. I have to take as you saw, take the intake manifold off yet again, for the 6th time in the last little while. Stupid me, I should have just left it alone, but you know. Set you aside for now, and I'll get my 7mm. I gotta take those coil packs off first. That's the first order of business. All right. I guess I should unhook the wire first. It makes it a little easier. Getting good at this. Done it enough times. Okay, get pliers for that. Pull these guys off. Camshaft sensor, unhook it. VVT solenoids are always a little hard to unplug for some reason. So I guess I get this out of the way. This hooks up to the PCV valve, and there's another. They're actually not a bad setup to undo them. If I can find a little tab. There we go. Get this guy right out of the way. Yeah. You can see there's oil. It's pulling a lot of oil up through there because this is not the right PCV valve for this thing. Anyway, as I get farther along, I'll bring it back. Okay, I got it loose. Now I just gotta wiggle it out of there. It's a bit of a pain, but it's not bad. Just done it a few times. Now I can. Okay. There we go. Awesome. Okay. I gotta prep the block. You see me do it before I clean this off and put a little bit of RTV on there, and then put it back together. All right, new one going in. Let's see if we can get this. Because these gaskets can come off, you gotta kind of. You gotta put your arm underneath it, kind of. So make sure it's still on there. Yep. Just kind of feel under there, make sure that gasket's still on there, and then. Lift up on it because it's got to go over top a bunch of stuff. I think it's yeah. Secure. Just get my hand out of there just to make sure. Yeah. There you go. Piece of cake. I noticed this new one has different size. The bolts are the same, but they have different size heads on them. I think they do anyway. Yeah, they screw in, but I think they're 10 mil. The other ones are 8. But it sure looks like that's the right valve cover, that's for sure. Just gotta, there you go. Got to get that on there right. And just so you know, I put a little bit of RTV down there in the corners like you're supposed to, and that'll, oh, look at that. Nice. Nicely done. Just want to get a few of these bolts started. There we go. That should be right. Too bad. It gets a little easier as you've done it so many times now. Anyway, you don't need to see me tightening it up. You get the point. All right, so I got it back on. I'm just hooking up the harness now. Hooking up the wires. Gonna put the tube on for the. You can't even see it. You got to do it by feel in here. This. There you go. And then, there you go. That hooks up the. That's your PCV valve right there. And as I showed you on there, that's. I'll show you what I did on this one. I think that's the reason there was a problem. I'll show you here. I just put one right here, you see that? And it's supposed to go into there, right? So I think there was a lot of oil around. It just sucked up the oil and it was burning it like crazy. But anyway, we'll find out if that is in fact what it was. But that didn't take long. It's pretty quick. It only took not even an hour. And when the first time I did it, it would take a lot longer. So now I'm just going to put this, put you up there. I'm going to put this guy back on. That's an 8 mil. Or a 5/16 also works. Get you up a little higher so you can see. There you go. And we'll start it up and see what happens. Hook up everything. Connected. It doesn't have to be overly tight, just got to be good and snug. And I'm going to start it right now. See what happens. Run a little rough there, but it seems to have smoothed out. Anyway, take it for a drive a bit and I'll bring it back. Okay, so one more thing we're doing, I'm taking some oil out of that diff and we're going to put some of this stuff, some friction modifier, because I thought that's why I did the brakes, because I thought maybe it was the brakes that were a problem, because the brakes were an issue on the front. You know, they pulse when you go to stop, but it didn't fix my problem. And I looked it up, and it's when you put the power to it as you're going around a corner, it shudders a bit, like you can feel it. It's binding. Well, that's the clutches in the diff. And my guy over at Napa, he sells Amsoil. He says, because I was going to order a clutch pack for it, he says, don't do that. He said, try this first. He said, because quite often that's all it is. He said those clutches should be okay. And I did change the oil in the diff quite a while ago, but I haven't driven it a lot. And then I started driving it a bit more, and I noticed it happening. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. Okay. Oh boy, it's so nice to have the lights off of the dash, but I put that friction modifier in my differential, and I ended up putting 2 of those little containers of it in, and I went for a drive today, went and seen a friend of mine, and go around the corner. No noise. It goes around nice and smooth, no grinding sound or anything like that. I think it's fixed. Well, when I back into my driveway, it always seems to make the most noise. So we're going to back into the driveway and see what happens here. I'm pretty sure we should be okay, but let's see, because this is when it's at its worst. Oh, come on, my reverse camera's not coming on. Sometimes it works. Oh, there it goes. Heard me. Look at that. Perfect. Well, I think it's fixed. I think that friction modifier worked. It was the test. I wanted to see if it worked, and my guy Gary there told me, he says, let me know if it works. Well, I'm going to be down there tomorrow to tell him that it does work. Anyway, thanks for watching.